What's up, Dragon Brew? Today we're going to take a look at a deck that is really the evolution of another deck. Now, if you remember last season, we had these Boros control things, if you want to call them that, with like tokens and lots of enchantments. Well, this kind of takes it up a notch by adding green, but also being somewhat of a domain deck. So it's kind of a little bit all over the place, but it does some really cool things, and it finished 6th in this same big tournament we've been kind of analyzing the last few days. So, speaking of analysts, or analyzing, we have Analyze the Pollen. This is a good just 1 mana card, let you go search for a basic land, but also, later on, you can go search for a creature or a land card, which is really good because you can go get an Overlord and really start kind of locking up the game. Bushwhack actually can be removable, but in this list, it's very light on land, so you're going to be using this to go search for a basic quite often, I imagine. Some Get Lost for some early removal. Up the Beanstalk to keep our hand stocked, along with Caretaker's Talent. We do have a few things that can make tokens, so this should be able to draw us cards fairly easily. We do have some temporary lockdown to help with that early game situation. One of those things we're going to have to make tokens, though, is going to be Urabrass Forge. You're kind of seeing this in a whole lot of decks right now, so not really a surprise that it makes the cut here. There are some Sunfall. Obviously, we all know what this card does. It annoys many of us, but hey, it's still good. And Overlord of the Hauntwoods. This is probably the whole reason that this deck even came about, because you get to make this everywhere land, which happens to be a token, by the way, so you do still get that trigger, but additionally it counts as every land type, so it's like having instant domain whenever you use this ability. So it also allows us to cheat on land, because for 3 mana you get a ramp spell, right? So it's doing a lot of things in this list, which makes a lot of sense. Of course, Leyline Binding, if you're able to Overlord of the Hauntwoods, well, there you go. Now you actually have all your different land types. Overlord of the Mistmoors, just a way to gum up the board and then just have a big finisher. And then if nothing else, we still have Herd Migration to go search for lands or make a bunch of bodies. So yeah, it's doing all the things that 2 different decks did, and now it's kind of jamming it all into one. And as usual, when you get to the end of the video, don't forget there will be a link in the description. You can go over to Moxfield, a channel sponsor, and you can download this and try it for yourself. But before that, there's something I want to tell you about. Alright, y'all, I know a lot of y'all like dice, just like I do, because it's a gamer nerd thing. But I started working with Misty Mountain Gaming, and you got to check out their stuff. They have some really cool things. Like, check out these dice that actually have, like, moving liquid inside. Like, this is actually really cool. And it doesn't affect the balance of the dice. I already checked that. And they have these other, like, metal frame dice, which are really cool, and they're solid. Like, these things aren't going to break or bend or anything like that. They're actually really cool. Or maybe you just want something different, like these other metal dice that have these cool dragon patterns that come in different colors. Or maybe you just want something more simple and just two-tone with some cool design and style. They have that too. Honestly, they have a whole variety of stuff. You ought to check their website out. It's MistyMountainGaming.com. And until November 10th, you can use my code HalloweenDragon. You can save 10% on your order. So go check them out. You're going to find some cool dice, and then you can thank me later. I mean, I guess we'll keep... This is like on the slower side of what this deck's capable of, though. But we'll give it a go and see what happens. Oh, I thought it was going to be like a bat or something there. I guess it doesn't really matter what we play here. Like, neither of these does anything. I need them to not make us discard an Overlord of the Hauntwoods. Okay, good deal. I mean, we'll take a lot of damage next turn, but we might be okay with the temporary lockdown. Or do we just lock down now, actually? Oh, I can't lock down now. That's a problem. I actually can if I wanted to. I wouldn't have the mana. Alright, we can lock down now if we want to. Actually, we could do a lot of things. I was like, well, it depends on if we draw land or not. Ew, that's unfortunate. Alright, I will discard probably this. Alright, they can attack. They get that. Copy something. Fortunately, we can Leyline and Binding next turn. I mean, Leyline and Lockdown. And this land doesn't do anything. So we should be okay, actually. And this becomes a copy of that, so all we have to do is lockdown. We don't even have to binding. Alright, pass the turn. You got it. We're still a pretty high life total here, so that's all good news. I think we're gonna go for it here. Actually, I say that. I think we'll... I could try to draw a land. But it's probably not the best thing here. I could... There's choices here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and copy our land. Alright, so that gives us a little more mana to work with. So now we can go ahead and just do this, draw a card, leave up Leyline Binding. Alright, cool. That'll work. And now we have all the mana in the world to do everything we need to do next turn. Draw and discard, sure. I see you with your Aberrant Oculus. So now they're going to copy the Oculus. I know that trick all too well. We have that in a deck we just played a couple days ago. Let's get rid of that. Let's go ahead and play up the Beanstalk. Play this Duder. Get a card. We can attack just cause. I mean, it doesn't do anything. And I could... Nope, I can't level that because I'm short. Alright, that's fine. And now we have an Overlord of the Hauntwoods, which probably dies now, but... Sure, let's discard that. Yeah, we're kind of under no threat here. And now just the Hauntwoods attacking is also going to... Well, we can only get a card one time. But let's go ahead and level this up. We don't have much else going on here. Lockdown's cute. It doesn't really do anything here. But now I think we're in pretty good shape. Not sure how we fall backwards in this one. Like, even if they bounced everything right now, we still have Lockdown, still have Get Lost. And those don't trample, fortunately. Sure. Go ahead and get rid of that. And if we lock down... Yeah, I was going to say, that would probably do it, right? Because, like, lockdown gets rid of our up the beanstalk, but we don't really care. That would allow this to make a 3 power, 4/5, plus 6. And it's only 11, so they still would have had another turn. But we were in pretty firm control at that point. Though, realistically, we could have played this. It still only made it 13. I was going to say we could have played this and leveled it all the way. But, yeah, that's a good situation to be in. Okay, so we keep this. I'm gonna end up having to use this, and I don't really want to, but do what we gotta do. Alright, so I'm gonna need at least 2 whites. So unfortunately, I have to hold off on the red mana, I think. Gotta try to work our way into being able to, get rid of multiple things if necessary. Pass the turn? I mean, were we just trying to survive until Sunfall turn? Okay, they didn't have an answer, so that's good. I was just like, maybe, so they don't grow that and start drawing cards and all the silliness that comes with it. Also concerning that they didn't have any enchantments or anything else to play there, which I would not have expected to be the case. Alright, let's impin this. Get us a land, so that unlocks Sunfall for next turn. I mean, this is actually a pretty good situation, right? We get Sunfall, and then we get... Oh, we won't have Herd Migration just yet. We'll still be one short. But we should be in good shape regardless. T-2 turns till Overlord of the Hauntwoods shows up. Or we just have an Overlord of the Mistmoors. That's cool too. Let's go ahead and impin this one. And let's play this. Yeah, this plays like... I mean, it's a control deck by definition, but it plays very mid-rangey. Like, games don't have to take forever. Yeah, because now the opponent's got to deal with all kinds of things. I guess I just activate this. I mean, see how they feel about it. Not flashing anything in, nothing crazy. Alright. No counter? Sure. Look at all those end of turn triggers. Alright, let's see what you got. I mean, maybe they have their own Sunfall. Split up, sure. Go attacking. Make a bunch of duders. So if they're holding another split up, we'll see it now. And then we can look forward to getting creatures next turn. Now, if they're just holding a whole pile of split ups, then there's nothing we can do about that. Yep, that'll do it. Yeah, I guess we gotta keep this, right? Even on the draw here. Hey, are they playing our lifelink deck that we built a couple of weeks ago? Or actually a couple of weeks ago, last week, I think it was. Nope, mine did not have black in it. So they're probably playing bats or something. This is actually going to be kind of tough. Like, we're going to have to find sweepers or something here. I mean, we have lots of opportunity, but we got to get there. Like, we can Haunt Woods next turn, ramp ourselves, get a card. So if we were to find something, we would have all the mana we need. And these are about to be +2, which is going to be gross. Whew, man. Alright, we'll do what we can. I mean, I guess we could double Leyline next turn. That's something. It's not the answer we're looking for, but it's a play, I guess. Oh, a second line. Oh, well, the good news is they don't gain life, so they don't get the bonuses here yet. So that actually worked out well in a weird way. Okay. So now do I even care about leylining the ley lines, or should I just get the creatures? That's actually kind of a more interesting proposition here. So I think what I'm gonna do is just this. It's leaving me too wide open. Perfect. Wow, we're gonna have a lot of overlords on deck soon. Or actually in play. They are on deck already. Alright. I think this will be fine. Like, we're at 15. They're now down to 2 cards. Unstoppable Slasher's annoying, but sure. I think what we'll need to do here... I should have done this beforehand, but... we'll get rid of that. And then I'll get rid of the flyer. Because that feels correct. We'll get another card. Alright. Oh, well, that's nice. That was not on our bingo card, but we're not mad about it. I could just play this and fight that, which is probably more correct of things to do. Yeah, let's just do that. And then... yeah, that's fine. I'm good with that, actually. We'll go to 8. But then we do have 3 life if we just need to emergency hit it. Wait, why do... oh, it's other creatures, right? Yeah, I want another creature. Alright. In the turn, we'll at least leave up as though we have another binding. I mean, at some point, the opponent might just have a removal spell. Funeral Room. Creature you control dies, and then they could pay 8 to return stuff. They're a bit ways away from that. Alright. So we're going to get one of these back. I mean, we have a lot of stuff about to happen. If we do this, we have 1 mana left open. Alright, sure. Oh, well, there's a ley line. Look at that. Perfect. We'll pass the turn. Yeah, we should be in good shape now. Zoraline, you're annoying, but what are you going to get back? Nothing, really. Yeah, that's fine. So, like, we can block Ellis, we can get rid of the Zoraline. And, like, that's fine. Alright. Zoraline's gonna go away here. Wow. Okay. I kind of don't want any more mana deck. Like, we really need no more. What are we even looking to do here? We're just attacking. I mean, do what you will. Yep, that works. I guess I'll just play another one. I mean, if we're going to draw them. That's what they're here for. End the turn. Even if they sweep the board, we can go back-to-back herd migrations. Yeah. Oh, boy. Wow. Alright, we're going to keep this. I feel like this is mono red just mulliganing, trying to get a better hand. Unfortunately for us, our hand's pretty bad. It's very slow. We do have a little bit of life gain if we want to go get a forest, but then we can't use our temporary lockdowns. So we have some decisions to make. See, I knew it. I knew it was mono red. I told y'all. Like, I was like, it feels like mono reds are trying to mulligan into a perfect hand. Okay, let's do this. We'll go get a plains with this first one. Then we can just play Razor Verge Thicket. Could gain some life if necessary, but I don't think we're under threat of anything here. But this is what happens when you're playing all those ley lines. You know, you got to have the right combination of both things to play, but also things to play stuff on. Yeah, I don't even think we care now, right? Like, we just get rid of Leyline. I probably should have got rid of it during their upkeep, but it's whatever. What are we going to take, like 9 here? Yeah, even if it was a spell, it wouldn't have mattered. Alright, go to 17. We'll go ahead and get rid of the Leyline. Then stop all the shenanigans. And then now we can just take our time. Like, there's no pressure for anything now. Like, genuinely to the point, I'm not sure what the red player even does here. Because now we can just make a pile of 5/5s if we untap another land, or draw another untapped land. I mean, 5 3/3s, a pile of 3/3s, but we get 5 of them. Y'all know what I'm saying. It's been a long day. Alright, down to 16. That is not an untapped land, so we will be going another direction here. Let's go ahead and play this. And then leave ourselves some options open of both temporary lockdown, or not lockdown, but herd migration if we need to gain life. I don't think we will. And get lost. I mean, being on like turn 5 and having 16 life against mono red is, I don't know if I'd say ideal situation, but damn close. Not sure what card they're holding on to, but if they're just some type of removal spells, we don't really care. I mean, they know that we have stuff, obviously. So it's just like, do they want to make us fire? Yeah, obviously. We're going to attempt to kill that. Excellent work. Nice. Yeah, now we just can't lose. We're about to have a 6/5. We've got Leyline. We've got herd migration. Yeah, opponent pretty much has no outs right now. They can't race fast enough. Nope. Taking away all hope is our goal against the mono red decks. Yep. They see it now. Whew. Okay, so we have access to 1 white mana to start with. But we can search for 1. We have overlords. We do have a get lost to use early. Alright, let's keep it. Let's see how bad this goes for us. Oh, now, this could actually be a matchup that's rough. Yeah, the mono blue things that are just all spells with Haughty Djinn and whatnot, they either play like Eluge or whatever. Like, this is going to be tough. We are definitely not designed to beat those decks. This probably gets countered here, right? Nope, they're just going to let us have it. Fair enough. Going to draw cards in. Going to work on loading their graveyard. Would you like to play a Haughty Djinn for us here? That would be great. I would love to get lost a Haughty Djinn. Hey, they actually did it for us. I didn't think they were gonna. That's awesome. Okay. Now let's find a way to do other things. Like, we got through the hard first step. Can we do enough to stay alive the rest of the way? I don't know that we can. Okay, we're gonna try. This has to get countered, but we gotta get cards. If the opponent doesn't counter this, I don't know what their hand is at this point. One of those has to be a counter, though, right? I mean, I guess they could Moment of Truth first. Nope, they're just going to 3 steps ahead that. Sure. We did find a land, which was awesome. Very, very important here. Let's go digging. Go get a plains. Alright, what do we got? That's not too good in this fight, really. What if we go here? See if we can try to fight the good fight. Get another land? Okay, it's a tap land, but not terrible. Okay, well, let's see what we can do then. Now, what I'm hoping is, if they do play a creature that we can target, that we do it on their turn, they spend whatever resources or counter stopping the get lost, and then maybe we could like Caretaker's Talent and do an Overlord of the Haunt Woods or something if we were to find a land. But we're kind of on pretty slim options at the moment. Like I said, our deck is not really geared for these particular matchups. I think I'm going to do this. Because I feel like just having more mana is going to be more important than trying to resolve a 7 mana spell or whatever. Let's go ahead and just get the mountains for when the time comes, if we get the cards, we already have it. Oh, now this does add a nice wrinkle. I'm not mad about this, because this does give us potential blockers. So let's see if they counter this. They might have 2 counters anyway, but, you know, you got to make them cast the spells. And if they waste 2 counters, then our next turn follow-up is Overlord, so counter this instead. Could be counter draw, probably. Nope, just a counter. Okay, fair enough. Still get our 2 cards. Okay, this hasn't been as bad as it could be, if we're being honest. Especially if we get an untapped land. Because then there's a chance... Okay, we got 2 untapped lands. I only needed 1 deck. I was like, there's a chance that like we could try to Sunfall, make them counter the Sunfall, then target something with Get Lost. So we're finding scenarios that we can work our way out of this, but we've still got a ways to go. And I'm going to assume the opponent is largely just holding on to counters at this point. So I think I'm just going to go with this. Knowing that it's likely to get countered, but, I mean, you know, we got to find something. Their deck's almost all counters and search spells. Oh, wait. Are they going to let that resolve? Oh. Are they out of counters? Also, Arena, why did you tap my red mana? Oh, no. Okay. Well, that's a thing I didn't think was going to happen. Oh, or maybe it's one that makes us pay X amount is probably what it is. I bet that's why they couldn't counter, because we had extra mana open. Well, damn. Okay, sure. I don't need extra cards at this point, but maybe we'll just get a counter out of their hand. Alright, I guess if nothing else, we'll just try to copy tokens in. Like, what else are we going to do? Alright. You got it. You got it. They had 3 of them? Oh, brutal. Alright, well, we're going to have to hope that Sunfall resolves. Because otherwise, we're cooked. Actually, there's virtually no way Sunfall resolves here, right? So we almost need to get... No, that wouldn't work. I mean, we could copy token. See if that baits out an option from the opponent, and then try to Sunfall. Might be our only real ticket out, so we'll see. Yep, we take our 15. I have to assume that's our only play here. All right, we get 2 cards. We have 35, they have 37. Okay, all right, Leyline, that's something. We can work with that. Do we want to... right now I need 4 for a Leyline. Alright, try to copy another token. And then if I pay, all I would be able to do is get lost, right? I don't know what the right play is here, y'all. I think I'm just going to try to leave up Leyline and get lost. And just leave maximum blockers. Don't know if it's right, but yeah, it's where we are. Three steps ahead. Okay, that's actually good for us. That's the ideal situation. So now we get 2 cards. Backup Sunfall, which is great. Backup Get Lost, which is great. Resolve. And then I'll go ahead and kill one of these while we can. And then discard 1. Lockdown isn't going to do much other than get rid of those. And this guy, you know, that's not irrelevant, though. Probably don't need another Beanstalk. All right. Yeah, I don't know how we got into the situation. I thought we were going to be way worse off than we are, but still getting a chance to play here. Get back 3 steps, probably copy this guy again. But right now they can just counter or copy. They can't do both. Alright, they're going to picklock Prankster. Excellent. Okay. So now we're back to a different situation. This game, it feels like it's just developed so many different ways. Alright, so if we just Sunfall now... Yeah, that's the plan. Like, obviously, we Sunfall now, and then we just play Overlord of the Mistmores. While the opponent's tapped, and they can't really do anything. I was going to attack first, but I really just have a bigger token here. I do have to watch my card count, though. We're going to be down to 26 cards already. And I'll go ahead and do this, which sadly does draw us more cards. Alright. Discarding. Lockdown. 1. Probably Sunfall. I can't imagine I need the other one. No. Get rid of it. I need all the mana. Actually, I'm going to get rid of the Urbrass Forges. Because we don't want to draw too many more cards here. And yeah, I'll get rid of a Leyline. Alright. So now we can just if we really need to, herd migration and try to go for it. Howdy, Jin. You got it, friend. Okay, so we will target it. They will obviously counter it, and then we will target it again. Probably with the ley line. I mean, they know we can see one counter, so it's like that tells them we know kind of what's going on since I made that action so quickly. We're down to 23 cards, so we have to get a move on. So they want to create a token that's a copy. Well, sure, we were going to use this anyway, so fine. like whatever. I'd rather just keep the cheaper instant for later. Alright. So 2 dead spells. Activate this. Attack. Alright, that's a 10 ball. Nope, gonna bounce our 6/6. That would make sense. Alright, I guess we will just play this. In the turn, we don't have to discard anything. We get a 6/6 here. And we're looking pretty good. Yeah, this is a game I thought we were going to lose. Like, genuinely, it was the many counters and stuff they had and card draw spells that they played. Sure. Alright, so we get our cards. I mean, we're just going to kill that guy anyway. They didn't know that, but we're going to. So no trickery to kill us this turn. Yep, that'll do it. Woo! I don't mind the opponent's play there. It actually makes a lot of sense. Because they were smart enough to realize I didn't have a cheap way to play the ley line. So get rid of it, get your guy. If all my stuff's tapped, then all they need is, I mean, they have the mana, so they can go through all of these maps to just get that to a 7 to try to kill us. Fortunately, I was able to leave up mana where we didn't die. What was that, a 5? So they could have potentially, at best, got it to a 9, 10, 11. So if they would have, we wouldn't even have been able to survive with just the herd migration, because that only taken us to 10. So, oh, that was a close one, but won a game I didn't think we were going to win. Like, this deck's kind of wild. Sure, we'll keep it. Only because, like, I can go search for a land. I can go draw a land, or, like, gain 3 life, get a land. So, like, maybe. Alright, question is, are we dead next turn? I don't know that we are, but we need to find a removal spell of some kind. Preferably a ley line, or not ley line, but a temporary lockdown would be what we really want. Oh, temporary lockdown would be fabulous here. Heck yeah, let's find one of those. Go get a Foresta. Come on! Okay, get lost. That's, like, the next best thing. Whew, here's a choice. I don't think we can. I think I have to just leave up get lost, which sucks. I don't think we have a choice, though, or we just die. Which is pretty sad, but it is what it is. I mean, but if they have, like, 2 lands in hand, we're not dead. So, I don't know. Let's just see what happens. Definitely need an untap land next turn, though. Like, if we can get an untap land to get a binding, we might be all right. This is the stretch where, like, they know we have a thing, we know they have a thing. So it's like playing that whole silly game. I know that you know, whatever. All right, we made them feel safe for trying some things here. All right, so they're going all in on the big guy. All right, we did about as well as we could here. They can't fling it at us to kill us. We need an untapped land here very badly. If not, I think we do die. I guess it could be another, like, get lost. Would be fine. Oh, wait, no, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. We don't need that. Because this gives us one of every color, or each type, which means we get to leyline binding. So all I have to do is this. We just needed any... Well, yeah, I guess we still needed an untapped land regardless. But that works. Now we can leyline for 1. So we make them spend a card first. Lose their targets. Oh, they had an Emberheart Challenger. Boo! Alright, we're still gonna get rid of it. Oh, I should have waited, because then they wouldn't be able to target the Swift Spear with the copy. I was too fast. I could have kept another damage off of us. That was silly. Complete mistake on my part. We could lose now because of that. Probably won't, but we could have. And that's what's important. All right, go to 9. Okay, I think we just Sunfall and leave up a leyline. I'm just double checking to make sure that's what I want, but I think it is. Because now we're at the point that they have to have both things to play on stuff and stuff to play on. So yeah, once we get rid of one thing now they're just playing off the top. You're not going to play it. Oh, they did go for it. I didn't think they were gonna. Alright, well, let's see if we can find a cheap token maker to go with our Caretaker's talent. Well, the good news is, one way we can make a token is just to copy a thing. I could copy a creature, but that doesn't really do anything here. Play a land. Pass the turn. Alright, we're one turn away from having a 6/5. Wouldn't mind drawing one of our search and gain 3 life things. That would... Oh, well that works out anyway. Okay, kind of finishing up on the thing about the red decks is that while I do think decks that can turn to win are a nuisance, I don't know if they need to be banned or not. I think it's a thing that everybody... Like, I get wanting to ban it because of the gameplay situation and kind of how it forces decks to be, because you have to play some early removal or else you're probably not going to be able to battle against that deck. But it also stumbles to itself quite a bit. But anyway, we're going to talk about this Naya, what they're calling Naya control. I think it's more of a Naya mid-rangey thing, but yeah, this thing is cool. I mean, it can play long games, it can play short games. We beat a game where they countered a bunch of stuff. We were able to beat mono red, even when they had the turn 1 ley line. So, like, man, I don't know. Like, this, it's a Frankenstein pile of a deck, is what this is. This is a little bit of mid-rangey stuff. It's a little bit of the Boros control. It's a little bit of domain. it's just kind of all over the place, but it works. I mean, credit. I wish I could read the person's name because I think it was written. Let me double check. I think it was written in like Japanese. Oh no, this one actually isn't. This is by, oh, I still can't pronounce this. Dengekidaikon? Okay. Cool. I'll put it on the screen so people know what I'm talking about. But yeah, this deck's actually really cool. Sadly, we never drew Analyze the Pollen. Don't know how good it is. Is it better off just being another Bushwhack? Probably more often than not for consistency's sake and giving you another removal spell. So I'd probably rather it just be another Bushwhack, but this is how they played it. The one thing I will say about and this is going to sound crazy playing this type of deck, but we almost just draw too many cards, right? Because once you have the Beanstalk down, then practically everything draws a card. But then also you have the Caretaker's Talent, and you're like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to use Overlord of the Hauntwoods. Well, that draws a card. And Overlord of the Mistmoors draws a card. And Urbrass Forge draws a card. And Sunfall draws a card. So y'all saw there was a couple of games where we were just discarding 2 and 3 cards a turn because we just can't use everything. And that is a concern when the games go longer, but your creatures are so big, it almost just doesn't matter. Like, once it comes time to start closing the clock, like, you can just do it. But yeah, this is a cool one. Yeah, if this is your jam, I say go for it. But the list, it's an Analyze the Pollen, 2 Bushwhack, 4 Get Lost, 4 Up the Beanstalk, 3 Caretaker's Talent, 3 Temporary Lockdown, 4 Urbrass Forge, 3 Sunfall, 4 Overlord of the Hauntwoods, 4 Leyline Binding, 3 Overlords of the Mistmoors, 2 Herd Migration, 3 Plains, 1 Mountain, 3 Forest, a Copperline Gorge, 2 Carplusion Forest, 4 Brushland, 4 Hushwood Verge, 3 Raise of Verge Thicket, and 2 Fabled Passage. Yeah, if you want to see something the opposite of this, we played a Gruul deck that was able to get Delirium on turn 2 and just start going nuts. So yeah, Standard's still offering us all kinds of stuff right now, and we're still early in the season. So check that one out too. But that's all I have for now. We'll see you next time.